Well, welcome along. It's Monday, the 22nd of April. Round number 8 of Super League has come and it has gone. We've got some big news updates coming for you this evening on Super League Raw News. But before we get to them, let's enjoy some spectacular tries from round number 8. Some outstanding 4-pointers there for you. I mean, that floated ball, how many times did we see that over the weekend? The likes of Sneed, Moylan, they're all exponents of it. And, of course, Ollie Leyland for the London Broncos. Some beautiful tries there. That's why we love this sport. Sensational rugby league in round number 8. Right, let's go straight to it. We said on In the Sheds, Leeds versus Huddersfield, Paul Rowley. Could he take over from Rowan Smith? Well, Hull FC have put their chips on the table very early tonight, exclusively. Yes, there it is. Paul Rowley has been offered the Hull FC job. That's what we're hearing. Now the question is Gary Hetherington going to up the ante? I mean, a lot of people saying this. Gary Schofield today in League Express, he was saying he'd love to see him at Leeds. And why is Rowley so much in demand? Well, bottom line is he's got a 51.56 win ratio, 51.56. Now, that might not sound a lot, but when you consider that he is represented in Super League, Leigh, Toronto and Salford, and he's got over a 50% win ratio. Compare that to Rowan Smith at Leeds. He's at 53.7. Now, you think if Rowley had the resources that Rowan Smith has got, what could he do at the Leeds Rhinos? What's your thoughts? I mean, it's fascinating, absolutely fascinating what could happen this week. One thing's for certain, Salford Red Devils fans are probably turning off right now. They are probably panicking at this time. But I do think that Paul Rowley has got a big decision to make. There's no doubt about it. I think this should be, well, there's definitely one job on the table. Will he get two? I think if the Leeds Rhinos come knocking, that could be too much for Paul Rowley to turn down. What's your thoughts on that massive news? Also, Josh Drinkwater, news is that Super League Club has inquired over Josh Drinkwater at Warrington. We think that's Hull FC as well, but at the time being, Sam Burgess, he's batted that one away. Josh Drinkwater not going anywhere at this moment in time. As for the match review panel, thank the Lord, King Running has not been banned, similar to Harry Smith's earlier in the season. He's got away with that, no problem. He will be available for the Salford Red Devils as Warrington come to town on Saturday. People who did pick up bans, Mickey McAloran back into the Catalans Dragons team. Had a great game as well, and now he's going to be out for another 2. Oh, Mickey. Oh, not good at all, but they're not taking the Mickey either. Mike McMeekin, he's also going to be out for a game, so that's decent news for the Leigh Leopards, isn't it, going into this round? Because, of course, they're taking on the Catalans Dragons at the LSV this week. That it should be outstanding as well. So they're the big news stories. Rowley, will he go? Will he go, and where will he go? Massive moments these. Right, let's take a look at the scores then from round number 8. These were them. The Rhinos going down 24 points to 32. Huddersfield Giants team that are in great form. The Warriors 36, Tigers 14. Many expected that to be a bigger scoreline. The Broncos 4, the Red Devils 12. A grinding win for Paul Rowley's men there. The Wolves 16, the Leopards 14. Drama at the HJ this week. We'll have more on that in a few moments' time. The Saints running out comfortable winners 58 points to 0 against Hull FC. And finally, the Dragons back on top of Super League, 36 points to 6 win over the Robins. A really good performance there. We've got to start, haven't we, at the first game. It was a brilliant game. The Leeds Rhinos against the Huddersfield Giants. Let's get the fallout from this game, and let's be fair, when you watch this, there's a massive mood difference in the two camps.
Adjustment and did it real well second half, and straight away from what we spoke about in terms of attack, we're a little bit more direct. I think we made a break, Seb, straight away from the kick-off, put us on the front foot. The try that we scored with Swifty was phenomenal. Well, Harvey scored it in the end, didn't it? But the Swifty deserved to score it for the amount of running he did. But I just thought, a real good kind of adjustments at half time by the team. And
Masters again, and here comes Swift, and Swift opposite, and Harvey Livett will score.
It's really pleasing for it to be Huddersfield's first win in 6 years as well, coming here, because you can kind of knock that monkey off your back now and kind of move forward positively on the back end of it. But again, credit to the players today.
I remember pretty empty feeling at the moment, and just frustrating because we're just killing ourselves. We keep putting ourselves in these positions where it's a tight one at the end, and sometimes we've been winning them, sometimes we've been losing them, and we're a good footy team, and it's just frustrating because we're not putting in 80-minute performances, which we're capable of.
I think the resilience we showed today, to be down, Swinburne, to come back in the way we did to win the game, against a really good Leeds team who are always in games, it was pretty special today, and you could tell how excited the boys were, and our fans out there were going crazy today, so it was cool.
That first half was a really good 40 minutes, and then the first 10 minutes of the second half, we kind of dipped our toes in, and they turned up. We knew they were going to turn up, but for whatever reason, we didn't turn up enough and gave them a sniff. To our credit, we turned back up then, and we got out to 24-12 and showed what we can do. And we just didn't put the nail in the coffin when we had them there.
Now it's with Connor. They've got the numbers over there. They've got the numbers, and they've got the finish in flying spectacular fashion.
We were down there at half-time by 10, and probably the same situation, and they were probably quite unfortunate by losing 2 of their players on my side, and we kind of caused a bit of havoc down there, and we got a bit of joy. So sad to see, but good for us, and we got the win. That's the main thing.
I'm confident we'll get a good response next week, and we'll go to Hull and play well.
What do you need to see more of from the players?
Well, reflecting on today's game, we needed to play a bit better for a bit longer, and we get a result out of that, and you would have been very proud of the players for finding a way through that with some of the adversity that we had to deal with. So we need to see a response, get back to work, and continue to work on our combinations and our execution defensively, when we're under pressure, which we'll sure to be at some stage in every game. So that'll be for us to work on during the week and be better next week.
Massive difference in body language, spirit. I mean, Brodie Croft, former Man of Steel, looks completely flattened, doesn't he? There at Headingley. Hence the reason why we're saying, could a change be imminent at Headingley? We will keep our eyes peeled from that. Keep your eye on Facebook. We will share it if it was to happen to you. Brilliant performances from Huddersfield. Down twice, 12-0 down. Then, of course, they come back to 12-all. And then, of course, off go Leeds again. A brilliant performance from Masters, Swift and company. Outstanding stuff. Next for them, the Saints. That's going to be a brilliant game, isn't it, at the weekend? Really looking forward to that at the Totally Wicked Stadium. I'm sure you are too. But like I say, big problems there at Headingley. Wow, just simply wow. Could it happen? Could it happen? Well, we will keep our eye out on that throughout the week ahead. Right, we now go to the game in London. London, of course, taking on the Salford Red Devils. The man himself, Mr. Paul Rowley, was speaking after the game. But first, let's hear from Mike Eccles.
After they went down to 12 men pretty much, so credit to them really. They really tightened the screws, didn't they? Kind of put us in corners, and we just couldn't generate any ruck speed, mate, to move the ball. I'm sure you want to move the ball when they're down to 12 men, but we just couldn't do that. The precursor to that was we were down to 12, weren't we, for whatever it was, like 8 minutes or so, and they worked so hard to stay in the game for that period, and then we were pretty gassed off the back of that. So that first kind of 7 or 8 minutes after they went down to 12, we were just still kind of getting a second wind, if you like. And then after that, it just never came. We thought, you know what, we'll get a crack here, but just too many errors really from us in backfield, and just not being able to get out. I mean, they've got blokes like Tim Laffey and Nene McDonald. They just get you a win, don't they? The physicality, and then you can play your yardage set off the front foot, and that just didn't happen today. We just got handled. I thought they managed us really well, back five. And then we were just playing off slow ones after that.
The table's very healthy for Salford, and I think it's a great achievement for the playing group and everybody involved that we've managed to get them wins on the board. So we're always aware and guarded against getting carried away or believing any hype, and when we're fully aware we've got some tough challenges ahead, but we've cleared a few tough hurdles as well along that 8. So we've got every reason and to be confident and have belief in the group because of the hurdles that we've cleared, and that we can do it again. And what I'll say about this group is tough opposition seems to bring the best out of us, or without being disrespectful, teams at the top of the table seem to bring the best out of this group. And they're certainly comfortable being an underdog. So we'll go into our next few weeks back as the underdog, and so we understand we're going to have to work hard and I guess overachieve, which has always been the thing and the theme with us guys. But we'll go into the next few weeks with belief and positivity, and but also knowing that we're going to have to scrap hard for anything that we're going to get.
You like being the underdog as well?
Yeah, always. I don't mind me either way, to be honest. So it's we still have belief, and we just enjoy what we're doing.
That belief would be shattered, I'm sure, if Paul Rowley was to move this week. Unbelievable stuff. But yeah, I mean, Eccles there talking about the fact that they had no strike. Go and catch In the Sheds. That is available for you on YouTube in terms of what I had to say about that game. But, Eccles, as always, box office in a press conference, very, very honest, like Mike Eccles a lot. And as for Paul, he even said it, he won't be watching it back too many times. He was pleased with the defensive effort, but they left a lot of points out on the field of play, did the Salford Red Devils. On another day, it could have been another big score, but credit to London, they stuck in there. Massive game for them against Casford now this week at the Jungle. Of course, Salford will be entertaining the Warrington Wolves. Right, let's take a little break from round number 8, because coming up on Wednesday for your viewing pleasure is In Conversation with Mark Applegath. And we actually spoke about last season, the 15 game, if you include the Challenge Cup losing streak, and getting the win over Leeds, but also the win that came over Wigan. And this is what he had to say about that.
Shows you quality they're about now, but we knew Wigan traditionally had not liked coming to Bellevue, and we'd heard all week that their plan was to basically prove that they like coming here, then stay in changing rooms and have a beer afterwards. Because normally away changing rooms at Bellevue, they were embarrassing. You know, you wouldn't even. Well, I can't describe to you. It was like going into a dungeon. They were horrible, and showers afterwards, water trickling out. It was just embarrassing for a professional sports team, and we knew teams didn't like coming there. But you know, we'd always done all right against Wigan at home. So it was, great game. I remember that drop kick from Dags going over, and my back had spasmed up that week. So I've been walking around like Tin Man all week. And then on video, I must have looked like a right Burke. But yeah, I were at dugouts, and as that drop kick's gone over, I've gone running onto the field. Completely forgot about my back. And as I've jumped up to put my fist in there, it's all spasmed up again. So as I've landed, you can kind of like see me land, and it's like someone's just tasered me. And I'm walking on field like this, like thinking I need to get off field here before I start crying. But yeah.
It is a brilliant interview with Mark Applegath. So open, so honest, so candid. He talks about his time at Wakefield, the Darryl Powell rumours and how he handled that at the time, what it was like being a coach on that losing streak. He tells some brilliant stories about his time in Australia. Trust me when I say it is compelling viewing. Make sure you catch that as a webcast on YouTube tomorrow, or if you prefer, as a podcast on Spotify, Apple, or Amazon. That is from tomorrow evening at 7 p.m. Make sure you catch that. Make sure you do. Right, we'll stay talking about other things at this time. A couple of transfers have been announced. The first one, of course, Ryan Hall going back to Leeds. Again, you've got to scratch your head on that. Why would Ryan Hall be going back to Leeds? That's unbelievable, really. He's in the twilight of his career. And again, I think Gary Schofield, somebody certainly said that, you know, he says everything that you need to know about Leeds at the moment in terms of what is going on there. Where's the direction? As good a pro as Hall has been, really? You know, Ryan Hall, don't get me wrong. I mean, Foster 2 is injured again. At least he'd be playing. But anyway, you know, it's an interesting one, that. And of course, two other people have signed. Tex Hoy has gone to the Castleford Tigers, and Sam Halsall has signed on at Huddersfield Giants until 2027. Let's catch up with both of those players.
Castleford Tigers, welcome to the club. Just how have you found your first day of training with us?
Yeah, good. You know, drove from Hull this morning, and all the boys being welcoming, and seemed like a good bunch of lads, and all the coaching staff being nice as well. So, yeah, good start to my career at Castleford.
And are there any of the boys in the squad at the moment that you already know, or already friends with?
No, I didn't know anyone. So all fresh faces. You know, hear about people here and there, but no, all new faces for me.
And this move obviously came around a little bit quickly for you. Just from your point of view, how did the move come about? How did Castleford first make contact with you and get the deal done and over the line?
Yeah, manager messaged me and was like, "I got Cass gonna make a move for you," and I was like, "Oh, yeah, sweet." And yeah, it happened very quickly. I think it was like a Monday he told me that, and by Thursday it was or Friday it was all done. So yeah, happy now, all relieved. So got a bit of my future sorted now, so you know, happy.
And what was it about Castleford, obviously the situation that we're in at the moment, where with one win on the board in the league, what was it about the club that what you wanted to come to and be a part of this season?
Yeah, I like the way Cass play. They move the footy around. You know, they throw it around a lot, and they go in the games with no really big expectations and just play their footy and play their mind. And you know, I don't think there was a lot of pressure as well, but yeah, I'm looking forward to just adding my part to that and get my hands on the ball with the boys around me.
And just lastly, the Cass fans are eager to hopefully see you here on Friday night when we host the London Broncos. Have you got a little message for them who are waiting to see you in that Cass jersey on the field?
Yeah, I'll just say give me time, just fitting in with everyone. I didn't play my greatest footy at Hull, and I'm hoping they come here and play my best for the rest of the year and just stick with me, and I'm sure put some smiles on some faces.
We should start with some big news.
Yeah.
You've got some big news for us, don't you?
Yeah, so a couple of weeks ago, I've just extended for Huddersfield to the end of the 2027 season. It was a pretty easy decision, really. When the club came with the offer, there wasn't really any doubt in my mind where I wanted to play. They put a lot of belief in me last year, as I hadn't played loads of games for Wigan, but Ian Watson saw something in me, and I was grateful for the opportunity that they gave me, and he put a lot of faith in me last year, and yeah, I played quite a bit last year.
Yeah, so you came across 2023 from Wigan. You came through the academy ranks at the Warriors. How I want to get onto, obviously, your new contract in a minute, but how challenging was that move from Wigan to Huddersfield? Was it challenging?
Yeah, it was pretty challenging because I'd only recently just signed a new 3-year deal with Wigan, so I hadn't even started that deal yet. And then a proposal came from Huddersfield that Wigan wanted Wardle, and Huddersfield wanted me to go that way along with Jack Bibby. So it was pretty tough at first because obviously Wigan's all I'd known. But I just thought it was a new chance for an opportunity. I saw a lot more playing time at Huddersfield, and it proved so last year.
So catch the full interview with Sam on the bench with John and Gemma. Jenna as well. Gemma? Who's Gemma? Jenna Brooks. But yeah, Texoy delighted there. You saw absolutely over the moon. You'd hate to see him after a loss, wouldn't you? But absolutely delighted is Texoy. Give him time. And luckily, his best rugby is still to come for you Castleford Tigers fans out there. You will be relieved. Right, let's go to the Halliwell Jones Stadium, a team that has been ravaged by injury all year. The Leigh Leopards came to the Halliwell Jones Stadium and very, very nearly left with the win. To say that they were deflated at the full-time whistle is an understatement. Let's hear from Adrian Lamb.
Just heartbroken, really. So it's important that we get a win along the way here before these boys come back, and I thought we did enough today. So it's the hope that kills you, mate. So obviously really flat from it. The dressing room's been really flat, but there's been improvement every week in a positive note, and we're getting better every week. We're close, so I know when that comes, mate, I think things will turn quickly and we'll be
Here come the Leopards now. Bodies in motion. Pass to Moylan. Miss out. Pass for Charlie. Back on the inside for Leotelli.
Yeah, close. You know, we're starting to get troops back, and you know we're executing the plans. And like I say, we're just beating there just at the end, but yeah, we can take a lot of confidence out of there. You can see that we're growing as a team. So yeah, a lot of positives. It would have been good to get the win, but you know we're moving in the right direction.
Those full interviews available on Leigh Leopards TV. I have to say, I thought Leigh were very, very unlucky on the day. A lot of Leigh fans saying about the knock-on before the Matty Nicholson try. Do you know what? Yeah, okay, fair enough, but let's not forget that Zach Hardick milked a penalty for a high shot just prior to the Charlie. What goes around comes around, guys. One thing's for certain, though, it was a great game, 16-14, absolutely brilliant. Great day, great afternoon in Rugby League, some phenomenal tries. Congratulations both. I think they're not a million miles away from a win, the Leigh Leopards. I wish them very well against the Catalans Dragons coming up, and we will, of course, build up to that on Thursday's news and beyond. Now, let's go to the Catalan Dragons, because Steve McNamara's men are back top of Super League after a brilliant win against Hull KR. Let's get all of the after-game thoughts from Steve McNamara on this one.
Response. You know, clearly we were disappointed with last week, and it was a tough week. You know, a soul-searching week, and but I thought the players dealt with it exceptionally well, and the staff. They internally dealt with the disappointment really well, recovered the team well, prepared the team really well, and the players did that themselves. And we beat a very good team tonight. We beat a very good team. They're a good team. They weren't at the best tonight, but I thought we was a large part of that tonight. Yeah, I thought in all areas. I thought we obviously we had a game plan and attack. I thought we executed that pretty well as well. We started well, and the bench came on, Chris and Jordan, particularly in that first half, and really ripped the ruck apart, and we managed to score some points. Yeah, both attack and defence. Like I said, we prepared really well. We were clear in terms of what we wanted to do and how we wanted to go about it, and we obviously had a bit of extra motivation after last week's performance not to go out there and perform like that ever again.
I think we scrapped last week pretty fast, and for us to come out here, it was a new game and it was a new team, obviously, but we took it the same way we took it last week. We just executed the plan a bit better. Yep, for sure. I think the Challenge Cup's out of our mind, and now our main focus is winning the comp. Yeah, for sure. I think our middles really set the platform. We talked about it all week that the middles were the platform for us, and if they just win that forward battle, and us OBs can just do our work and score some tries.
So our aim is next week to make sure narrow that gap, but it's one game, you know, like it's a long season, like you said. We're disappointed. There's a disappointed dressing room there, but we're not going to kick stones. We've got the champions next week, so we've got to get ourselves back up.
Short and sweet from Willie Peters, and rightly so. In the middle battle, absolutely. I think Ikevalu hit the nail on the head. Satai, Desiree, when they come off the bench, were just unplayable, real punching holes. I think Desiree got 10 tackle breaks, 9 for Satai. McMeekin, good as ever. Not Goodemon. Bousquet, equally good. Fantastic performance from the Catalan Dragons, fully deserving of their win. Of course, they go to the LSV. As for Hull KR, they will, of course, welcome the Wigan Warriors, the World Cup champions. Both of those then going to be really good games. Let's take a look at the league table then after round number 8. And there they are, the Dragons top with 14 points. Then, of course, look at that. 3 teams on 12, Saints, Warriors and the Wolves. And then another 3 on 10, the Robins, Giants and the Red Devils. Really, really good to see a compact top 7 there. Of course, Leeds Rhinos just on the outside of that as well. The team of the week has been announced, the official one. This is it. Bevan French, he's at full back. The wings, Dion Cross and Adam Swift. In the centres, Ikavalu and Masters. Farge and Clune are the halfbacks. Jimmy Harrison and Sione Matauti are getting the prop forward positions. Moses Mbai as the hooker. Fitzgibbon and Nsemba second row. Garcia is at number 13. How many of them will be in the official Super League Raw team of the week? Find out tomorrow at 8 p.m. live on YouTube, on Facebook and on Twitter. That's right, it's Super League Raw Weekly. We will be discussing all the round 8 action. Of course, no final whistle podcast. We apologise for that. All of us, believe it or not, were busy doing other things last night. We could not get anybody on the show. It's the first. It won't happen again, I promise you. But as a consequence of that, we will make sure that we revisit round number 8 in Super League Raw Weekly with the lads. We'll have a good chat about that before we look ahead to round number 9. You have that assurance. We will also be announcing tomorrow night on Super League Raw Weekly our next in conversation guest, as well as some other exciting developments here at Super League Raw. We hope we have your company for that tomorrow night at 8 p.m. on Facebook, Twitter and YouTube. You can't beat a bit of weekly, and it wouldn't be the same without you. Yet again, another near half an hour has gone by with your Monday Super League Raw news update. We hope you've enjoyed it. We will be back on Thursday with another news update. Don't miss weekly tomorrow at 8 p.m. Thanks for all your support. I'll see you next time.